Hey everyone, and welcome to yet another worst to best ranking video. My name is Amir, and on this video we are talking about Southern California alternative rock band Incubus. I say alternative with a question mark because this band has changed directions quite a few times, but Incubus is a band that has been around since 1995 with their release of Fungus Among Us. They are a musically very talented band with a vocally very talented singer. Now, I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, but Incubus is one of those bands where when I first heard them and I heard them on the radio for the first time, I was blown away by the musicianship, by the vocal tonality of Brandon Boyd, and by the lyrics that I was listening to. The originality that was coming from this singer and this band in particular was one that I had not heard in quite some time. Overall, I thoroughly do enjoy this band. I think they're super talented. I think they have a lot to offer to the modern rock genre, if you will. And I'm a big fan. So let's get started with the worst record, in my opinion, that Incubus has put out. And that is... I can already feel your hate. A Crow Left of the Murder is an interesting record. It's a record that came on the heels of Morning View. It is a record, the first, that they did with their new bassist after the departure of Dirk Lance. So in researching for this video, I just found out that Dirk Lance's real name is not Dirk Lance, it's Alex Katunich? I'm going to call you Dirk Lance. So anyways, yeah, this record rubbed me the wrong way big time. There's just a lot of interesting choices that were made on this record that at the time I attributed to the change in bassist and the fact that it's produced by Brendan O'Brien. Brendan O'Brien on many occasions has produced a record that has left a poor taste in my mouth. Korn's Issues, at the time when it was released, I did not like. I have come to enjoy that record ever since then. But Killswitch Engage's self-titled, yeah, not their best. Brendan O'Brien. So when I heard that Brendan O'Brien was working with Incubus, I was like, please don't water them down. And I think this record is watered down. Megalomaniac is a fine single. Nothing that I think is anywhere near some of the best stuff that they've put out. Crow Left of the Murder, same. Talk Shows on Mute is one of those songs that I think I didn't know why it was getting so much play on the radio. I was not a fan of this song. And as I'm going through the track listing, Pistola, Southern Girl, Made for TV Movie, all, in my opinion, mediocre songs. I really did enjoy Leech. I remember really liking Leech. And of course, the absolutely fucking phenomenal Sick Sad Little World. It is by far the best song on this record. It is some fantastic songwriting, going back to somewhat their Science Make Yourself days. A little bit more science than Make Yourself. Love Sick Sad Little World. That riff is phenomenal. The lyrics are phenomenal. The arrangement is phenomenal. Everything about it is absolutely first class. The rest of the record, unfortunately, does not match up. Crow Left of the Murder, while having very cool album art, nowhere near what I think is some of the best work that this band has done. Alright, we go to the newest body of work that Incubus has put out. Number 8. This is a fine record. It's nothing bad. It's okay. I mean, it says right here on Wikipedia, the album has an average score of 45 based on 7 reviews. Now, I realize that's only 7 reviews. I mean, big whoop, but it's an okay record. Again, it's one of those things where it kind of leaves me scratching my head because the production on this record is, it's nothing great. You know, I would say this. The first 6 songs, really the first 6 songs are good. No Fun is a great opener. I like that lyric. You are no fun. You're a song I never want to play. I never want to hear a song I never want to hear again. Yeah, I mean it's cool stuff. Nimble Bastard, interesting song title name, but good song, fast. Again, the production on this record is weird to me. Everything sounds super compressed. State of the Art I enjoy, and Glitter Bomb I enjoy a lot. Yeah, the first 6 songs on this record, from No Fun to Nimble Bastard, State of the Art, Glitter Bomb, Undefeated, and Loneliest, that's pretty much the record. From When I Become a Man and on, it's miss for me, pretty much. Undefeated, I like the chorus of that song. I like the bridge of that song quite a bit. Glitter Bomb is a lot of fun. It was a good return for Incubus after the super soft, if not now, When record, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But overall, I mean, I think it's Incubus pretty much today. You know, like what Incubus sounds like today. If they just got in a room and jammed and made songs and hung out in a rehearsal studio 5 days a week for 3 months, that's 8. That's pretty much 8. It's not, it doesn't sound like anything that like these songs were mulled over for like 6 months, a year and a half to like perfect. It's like they wrote them and it's like, cool, let's record them and let's get them out. That's what 8 sounds like. I don't know if that's what actually happened. It's a fine record, but it's nothing that I would consider near the top of their discography. Okay, we get to now the aforementioned, if not now, When. I know this might surprise some people. I'm sure some Incubus fans think this is probably like the worst record that they've put out. I quite enjoy this record because musically it is written quite well. Promises, and Adolescence alone are phenomenal. They are 2 beautifully written songs that I honestly think that is some of the band's best work. But then songs like If Not Now When, Friends and Lovers, In the Company of Wolves, these are great songs. They're out there for sure. They're a different side of Incubus for sure, but I admire the fact that they tried something different on this record. All right, and now we talk Like Grenades. Like Grenades, there are songs on here that as I'm looking at the track listing right now, I'll be quite honest with you, I do not remember what they sound like. However, the songs that I do remember, I quite like a lot. Quicksand is a phenomenal opener, and then we go to A Kiss to Send Us Off, which is just like, love the drum beat on that, love the guitar riff in that, love the intensity of that. Dig is such a great song. Dig has such a phenomenal chorus. It was all over radio when it came out. It was awesome. And then, of course, Animali. Animali is the song that I heard that I was like, Incubus is back, dude. Incubus is fucking back, because holy shit, that fucking song is so freaking amazing. It's beautiful. It's intense, and I love the fact that Brandon Boyd actually sings what the guitar line is doing. When he goes do 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 do, I mean, so good. You can just tell, like, when they're in the studio and it gets to that part, he's like, fuck no, I want to sing that. Like, I'm not just gonna sit back and like let you fucking do that. Hell no, I'm singing that shit. I love Love Hurts, Like Grenades, Earth to Bellow, Oil and Water. There's a lot of really good stuff on here. It is such a return to form for Incubus, who, record prior, Crow Left of the Murder, my least favorite record of theirs, was a letdown, in my opinion. And this kind of brought them back up a little bit. Morning View is a record that I was, and I think the world was highly anticipating off the heels of Make Yourself. It was a record that I think had impossible expectations because of really the amount of attention that Make Yourself got, the amount of lives that Make Yourself changed, mine included, and people wanted to know what else this band was capable of. And so their natural instinct was like, let's rent a house in Malibu and turn it into a studio, which is to this day, I believe, called the Morning View Studio now, thanks to them. This record is quite interesting. I think I remember listening to it at a period in my life where I was going through a lot. And so it resonated with me, very much so. Musically, these songs are fantastic. There's some great songs on here. Nice to Know You, of course, is an opener that I think to this day is signature. Incubus Circles has a lot of great stuff going on in there, especially with DJ Kilmore, adding some great sound effects and stuff in there. Wish You Were Here has one of the best. I remember I was in a band at the time when this record came out. And the guitarist in that band and myself, when we heard Wish You Were Here for the first time, and we heard da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and we're just like, what the hell, dude? how the hell does Mike Einziger do this shit? Like, for real, it's annoying. It's quite annoying. Just a Phase is so fun. Just a Phase is build, and then right as it's about to peak, they're like, nope, we're going back down here. And then it's build, and then once it gets to the very end, it's like awesome. 11 a.m. is so cool lyrically. Like, to talk about how his day is going by starting it off 7 a.m. the garbage truck beeps as it backs up, and I start my day thinking about what I've thrown away. So freaking cool. Such a cool song. And I love the I don't even know what instrument it is. I don't even know if it's a sample. I don't know what, but the awesome. They did a lot of experimenting on this record, as they did with Make Yourself and Science, which happened to be my top 3 favorite records. Spoiler alert, but those are the only ones that are left. I'm not reviewing Fungus Among Us. I loved the creativity that this band was doing around this time, which they stopped doing Crow After the Murder on. They became just a rock band after that, which is fine. There's good songs that have come from that era. But I miss this Incubus where, like, you heard, like, Ear Candy, like, you heard DJ Gilmore, like, doing stuff that where you're like, oh, wow, like, I don't know how he thought this could work in there, but it works. It's awesome. Warning is the only song that I've never been really a fan of. I know it was a hit, and I know it was a single, and I know people like the music video and all that kind of stuff, and I know people like the song in general, but I've never liked this song. I think from day one, I was like, I just, you know what it is too? It's like, when she called out a warning, like, no. Never like that. Echo, however, is a great song. Echo is an awesome song with an awesome drum beat and an awesome, awesome guitar line. So cool. Are You In? I remember hearing that for the first time and thinking, what the fuck is this? It's like they did Summer Romance, but just like modernized it, you know? And it's like, okay, I like this song. Lyrically, very short. It's so much better when everyone is in Are You In? It's so much easier when Aqua Sea Foam Green is in fashion. That's pretty much it's 2 lines. But it's awesome. I miss this Incubus where each instrument individually was adding so much to the song. It wasn't just like, here's a riff and then everyone's playing around that riff. It's like, no. The drummer has something signature that's going on. The bassist has something signature that's going on. The guitarist has something signature that's going on. The DJ is doing something like unique. And then of course Brandon Boyd's vocals. So cool. Look at the smile on my face right now. Like, this record brings back so many memories. So now we come to our final 2. All right? We have Science and we have Make Yourself. Album number 2 for me is Science. Blew my mind as to what an album could sound like, what a rock album could sound like. Songs like Redefined, especially the bridge to Redefine, the bass, never in a million years had I heard rock music that could kick as much ass as Redefined did. I'm sick of painting in black and white, my pen is trying, I'm uptight. So good, but then to have that sort of bridge in there, the experimentation on this record is next level. Vitamin, same thing. New Skin, same thing. Idiot Box, same thing. Hell, Magic Medicine, 50s and 60s, you know, ho-hum goodness, but like mixed in with this awesome production and arrangement that this band was doing. Favorite Things is an awesome song. I love the drum beat. I love the bass. I love the ding, so cool. Summer Romance with a saxophone solo. Summer Romance is such a great song. Such a great song. And again, it shows the versatility of a band like Incubus. Nebula and Deep Inside were 2 songs that kind of lose it for me just a little bit. Calgon, though. And once someone told me it was pronounced Cologne, but it's not spelled Cologne. It's spelled Calgon. So I'm just going to call it Calgon. And I could be saying it wrong, and I apologize if I am. I love that damn song. I love that damn song. Brandon Boyd takes the concept of being abducted by aliens and probed and applying it to his life. And especially the journey that he takes. You know, I love, let's suppose I'm the guy who didn't pay AAA. It's just like, like taking the finger that he's pointing at everyone else for all the shit going wrong in his day and pointing it right back at himself. It's like, you know what? I'm to blame. Yesterday was all my fault. I let negativity get the better of me. Oh man, that song. And like this euphoric like feeling that I'm getting right now is both happiness and straight anger that this Incubus no longer exists. And I know they were younger, and I know they were more experimental, and I know they weren't successful at the time. They were hungry. I get it. I really do. And they tried with 8. They really did. But I mean, this music, it's honestly in a time shell. It's like it is in that time frame of that time period, and that's it. You know, we are never getting Science Incubus ever again. We are never getting Make Yourself Incubus ever again. And we should be okay with that. We really should be okay with that, because artists, by definition, should be reinventing the wheel. I'm a huge fan of Breaking Benjamin. Absolute huge fan of their work. Love Benjamin Burley's voice. Love his compositions and arrangements. But I will be the first to tell you that, dude, every album sounds the same. The same. And it is getting to a point where I don't necessarily need to listen to new music because it's the same. We're never going to get this Incubus ever again. But that should be okay, because we have access to this and we can listen to it whenever we want. And I'm sure if another band wants to come and write this sort of music, they will, and people will enjoy it. But yeah, Science is a phenomenal record. My number 2. Love this record. But this isn't the record that I got introduced to Incubus to. This next one is. I was driving down the road one day to my friend's house, who only lived like 5 minutes away from where I lived at the time. And I was listening to my local radio station, Live 105, before I went to shit. And they started playing a song that I had never heard before. And the verse was like this kind of trippy drum beat, interesting chord structure, and something that I hadn't heard in a while. And then you get to the chorus, and the chorus was this amazing vocal melody, this amazing chord structure, and this amazing just like concept. Pardon me, the first time I heard it hooked me. It wasn't one of those songs that like had to grow on me, or that I had to hear a few times, or that I had to be like, oh, this song's okay. Pardon me, the first time I heard the chorus of Pardon Me, I cranked the stereo in my car and on the radio, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And this is like radio, 1999 radio, so I didn't have anything on the dash. I didn't have Shazam to be like, who is this? I was like, hey Siri, who's calling? Who's singing this song right now? Nothing. Had to wait to the end of the song, gladly, because the song is phenomenal, for the DJ, and I can't remember which DJ it was at the time, to be like, that was Incubus. And I was like, holy shit, Incubus. And I had heard of Incubus from them playing selected dates on the Family Values tour with Korn and Limp Bizkit, who I was really into at the time, and all that kind of stuff. But man, I did not expect this. So fast forward a few months, and I take a trip to Florida. I was originally born in Miami, so I go there to visit some friends or whatever. And as I'm there, we hit up this like local shopping center and this like strip mall. And inside there's a record store. And I'm just kind of walking in, just looking at what CDs they got available. And I see the art for Make Yourself. I see the CD for Make Yourself. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this band a shot because I really like Pardon Me. Hadn't heard anything else. This record to this day is one of my top, I would say, 15 albums of all time. This record is flawless from beginning to end. This is commercial Incubus that still did the experimentation that I love so much. Songs like Privilege and Nowhere Fast. Man, Nowhere Fast. Will I ever get to where I'm going? Will I know when I am there? If the wind blew me in the right direction, would I even care? I mean, god damn it. This record is so good. Lyrically is so fucking phenomenal. The warmth. Don't let the world bring you down. Not everyone here is that fucked up and cold. Jesus Christ. I remember hearing that song for the first time. I remember hearing da 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 da. God damn it. God damn it, so good. So good. And then of course Stellar. Again, that guitar line. Like, I remember hearing Stellar for the first time and just being in awe of what I was hearing. In complete awe of what I was doing. Of course, obviously, Make Yourself. If I hadn't made me, I would have been made somehow. Drive, the breakout song for Incubus, the song that made Incubus, the song that made Incubus a household name. The song that I think helped dictate the direction of where the band would go for following records, because they saw just how much the reaction to Drive was versus the rest of the record. Not to hate on it, it's a business decision and I 100% understand it. I don't think they would have reached the level of success that they reached without a song like Drive. I really don't. But Drive is a beautiful song. Clean is a great song. Even Battle Scar, Scratch La Chatica. I can't pronounce it. It's an instrumental DJ battle. That's awesome. And then I Miss You. Ho. Man, I get goosebumps when I think about this song. You know, it's awesome because I Miss You was one of those songs. It's just there, right? It's just part of it. It's track 11 on this beast of a record. And I remember showing it to my friend, who was also a bandmate of mine, one of my best friends. And I remember showing him this song, and he ended up loving this song. And I always thought like it was just like one of those songs, when you listen to a band and you love a certain song, but you know they're never going to play it live. You know that maybe they don't even think it's like that great of a song. They just wrote it and they thought it was cool and they just put it on the record. But when I saw Incubus in 2015, 2016 opening or playing with Deftones, they played I Miss You. And I was putty. I love that damn song. Pardon Me, of course, I've already talked about it. I think it's one of the best modern rock songs ever written. I truly do. Lyrically, it's so out there. A decade ago, I never thought I would be at 23 on the verge of spontaneous combustion. Woe's me. I mean, who writes this? You know what I mean? Brandon Boyd writes this. That's who fucking writes this. But seriously, like, you like listen to it, like, it shouldn't work, but it does. So pardon me while I burst into flames. I've had enough of this world and its people's mindless games. It's so good. Make Yourself is a record that I think redefined what a rock record could sound like. A lot of bands started kind of going in this direction afterwards, which is unfortunate because a lot of bands did and they didn't. They decided to skew aside from what this record did, and I get it. I totally do. No two records by this band sound alike, which is part of the uniqueness of this band. But I have a huge soft spot for Make Yourself. It is a phenomenal record. And that's my list. Thank you so much for watching this video. Incubus, do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you like their records? Do you agree with my list? Let me know in the comment section below. Give me your list, and if you want, include the EPs. I didn't because, I mean, I could put Enjoy Incubus on there. There's some songs on there that I really like, but they're not albums. And Fungus Among Us, I'll be quite frank, I haven't heard. I don't own it. Not going to rank it if I haven't heard it. Don't want to really put it in there. So, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And make sure to subscribe if you like this video. Hit the bell for more notifications. And I will see you next time.